Hypixelskyblock, the game where you spend countless hours grinding just to see a meaningless number increase. Don't believe me? There's literally a cookie clicker game. Developers spent time on this. Anyway, introducing a level update, where instead of just a number increase, the colour changes as well. This was revolutionary for Skyblock players, a true indication of their stage in the game, until they realised it was really only based on museum and bestiary progression. But with this new update, new goals were introduced. A clear path in progression. Players finally knew what to aim for next. So I quit. For 3 months. I can explain. Anybody who has subjected themselves to the Wolfslayer experience for upwards of 30 hours, all during one Aatrox up to level 9, with nothing but 150 XP and 5 health to show for it, and not one overflux. I have the equivalent of 50 million coins in RNG meter XP and 13 Torture runes. But I digress. I knew my level wasn't good enough. I mean, look, I was blending in with all the Juju nonce. I have an 8 bill net worth. I needed to do something. And thus started the quest for the mythic level. Seeing as level is apparently mainly based on how much money you want to throw away, I decided we're going to need a bit of a cash injection. And apparently farming is profitable now. Spoiler alert, farming is not profitable now. 1 hour later, I'd made about 1 million coins. I mean, it would have been more if it wasn't for those stupid NPCs that decide to request half a silo of crops, but you have to serve them to maximise that sweet garden experience for that 2 XP points. But I did get farming 42 and our first level up, so 1/11th of the way there. Perhaps we should find another way. Scrolling through the guide, I found the next best thing. Minions. It's only a minimal loss of multiple millions, but that seems to be better than the alternative, so why not give it a go? Unfortunately, I'd crafted most of the minions by now, leaving only a few tier 12 ones left, the cheapest of which happened to be farming. Though, that isn't saying much. Did I mention that Garden Part 2 drastically increased crop sale prices by over double in some cases? No? Well, losing coins is content, I guess. So these are all the minions we have to get. Some of them we'll avoid, like Rabbit, because 8 mil for 24 XP, no thank you. But all of these require pelts, so let's get to grinding those. This is fun. I like this game. And level 231. Well, an hour later and only 4 minions, even with all my pelt farming gear. It appears like we've almost exhausted the potential of this method, as the minions are only going to get more expensive and pelt farming even more exhausting. However, there are more minions to get, just in a different category. Mining. Initially I avoided these because instead of pelts they cost an additional 2 million coins per minion, but looking at the cost of some of the farming minions now, I thought it would be worth it. It wasn't. I came back with 1 minion and 6 million fewer coins. That's almost an hour of mining mithril. I checked out the Crimson Isle minions and they weren't that much cheaper either. I managed to get a Magma Cube minion for 4 million, but the rest were equally expensive. Nevertheless, we did hit level 232 from the Iron minion, which was something. Feeling defeated, I returned to the guide, clearing off a few of the intermediate tasks that I had neglected. A few museum donations, upgrades in a Dragon Essence shop, even spending 15 million on a lion pet just for free XP. The situation was dire. If I ever wanted to complete this video with a few coins left to spare, I was going to need to grind some levels. That took 5 days. I know it doesn't look like it from that, but if you would like to see a more full version of the adventure, then I have a separate video dedicated to the loot I obtained. If you don't want to do that, then here's a summary. We broke even. Still, this is better for my bank than buying minions. Just minions don't take days to purchase. 2 levels wasn't bad, but we still have a lot more to go. During this grind, I noticed coal was meh. Further, that the mining fiesta was active. You can get up to 200 XP for mining ore during the event, so I quit my mineral armor and started mining cobble, as that counts as an ore apparently. However, this was slower than I had hoped, yielding only about 1 XP after 10 minutes. Plus, I was sacrificing the potential profits that could be made from the double mining drops perk. So, I opted to abandon cobble and begin mining mithril. Over 3 hours later and only 11 XP, but about 40 million coins profit. Oh, and there is one more thing. As a side effect of the grind for the automaton parts and the many 2x powder events that occurred, I've obtained about 1.3 million mithril powder and 1.25 million gemstone powder. The mithril is pretty useless as I've almost maxed that part of the Heart of the Mountain tree, but the gemstone powder is the currency required to upgrade the peak of the mountain to tier 6 and 7, granting 100 and 125 XP respectively. So effectively, this ordeal yields 4 levels, a video and a montage, which I think is worth it. By this point I was now level 236, yet still deceptively far from 240. But my next method of progression was dungeon boss collections. So I kindly asked my teammate to join me, and we started speedrunning the murder of undead supervillains, who put up varying levels of resistance. I streamed some of this here on YouTube, so look out for future ones, as it might just become a few frames of a later video. During this, I also hit combat 60, granting an additional 30 XP, and, after a rather laborious few hours, we had upgraded milestones in both floors 2 and 3 collections, yielding 25 and 15 XP respectively. The dungeon runs were now becoming difficult to persist with, not due to difficulty, but the monotony of waiting for the mobs in Bloodrim to spawn for 2 minutes every run. Fortunately, we were saved from having to do any more by an event occurring the next day. A spooky festival consists of repeatedly killing the same weak mobs for an hour, but trying to do it faster than anyone else in your lobby who is also trying to kill them. Are you seeing a pattern here yet? I hadn't played the spooky festival since they added to the levelling system, and the top tier would give a combined total of 225 XP. That's the same as 5 days of crystal nucleus grinding. However, it wasn't going to be easy. Getting 5,000 points would put me within the top 200 of all players doing the festival. I've never even gotten close to that in previous ones I've done, but maybe I just had to kill the mobs faster. That was the strategy. I ended with over 5,200 points and about 22 million coins, once I had done the celebratory fishing after the event. This propelled me up to level 238, with only 5 XP remaining to 239. Then, I decided to claim the boss milestone rewards for another 40 XP. Only 65 XP left till level 240 now. There was barely any more I needed to do, but I decided to finish this journey as it started, wasting millions of coins on minions. And that was it, I'd done it, level 240. Now I was better than all the players with an orange level because I had wasted even more time than them. However, I did also make this video, which I very much hope you enjoyed. This is the first large project I have ever really made, so if you'd like to see more like this from me, then please do make a comment saying so, or even subscribe. Until next time.